Aviation, the spirit of man's vision, desire, and perseverance to accomplish the unimaginable. A dream so big that only a few were bold enough to pursue it. The 1920s and 30s marked the beginning of the golden age of aviation. The period when science and technology caught up with man's never-ending dream to fly. It was during this period when aircraft developed into what we know today. The performance, design, safety, and reliability are what set these airplanes apart from their predecessors. However, aircraft of the time were in many ways merely tools of the burgeoning mail, freight, and passenger airways, used for a short time until better ships were available. Because of this, many rare and unique airplanes were cast aside, never to feel the air under their wings again. These beautiful works of art were forgotten and replaced with newer, faster, and better technology, but some of these planes did survive. Alfred Kelch was an industrialist who created Kelch Manufacturing in 1956, a company that pioneered the development of plastics molding and other technological advances at the time. The company's success allowed Al to pursue his real passion, collecting and restoring historic aircraft. His interest in aviation was sparked at age 6 when his uncle Percy Bricker barnstormed into his hometown of Lakeview, Iowa in a World War I surplus Curtiss Jenny. Little Al later followed every report of Charles Lindbergh's flight across the Atlantic in 1927 and eventually took flying lessons as a teenager. Throughout his life, he collected and restored dozens of vintage aircraft, including this 1927 Travel Air 4000. This classic plane was once flown by Charles Lindbergh as an airmail pilot between St. Louis and Chicago. Al passed away in 2004 at age 86, followed by his beloved wife Lois in 2009. But before his passing, the Kelches requested that their collection be preserved and used to educate and excite a new generation of leaders in aviation. A group of trustees created the Alfred and Lois Kelch Aviation Museum as a nonprofit corporation in 2012. Located at the historic Brodhead Airport in southern Wisconsin, the Kelch Aviation Museum is a collection of 14 vintage aircraft, all built during the golden age of aviation. These planes have been painstakingly restored following the exact specifications set by the original manufacturers. Many of these are so rare that only a handful exist in the world, mostly on static display. The Kelch Aviation Museum's aircraft are all airworthy and rare treasures in and of themselves, let alone as an entire collection. Al Kelch's dream was to pass on these pieces of American history to inspire the public, just as these unique engineering marvels inspired him to take flight. For more than a decade, the Kelch organization has influenced others to take flight by funding youth scholarships, hands-on vintage airplane restoration, and providing avenues to learn leadership and responsibility. The new museum will continue to support STEM-related educational activities to encourage the pursuit of careers in aviation and aeronautics. The new 23,000 square foot facility will offer classrooms and an archival library in addition to a world-class living museum to house this priceless collection. The Kelch organization's purpose will be to guide our young men and women towards an obtainable future in aeronautics. This museum needs our help, our enthusiasm, and most importantly, it needs our financial support. Your contribution today will inspire the aviator of tomorrow. Be a part of the dream. Be a part of history.